So, I had the weirdest experience today. And it's one that, for me personally, if events could have happened differently, they would have happened differently. Thankfully, it wasn't so extreme that it actually ended up doing any damage. But the circumstances behind it, pretty interesting. All right. So, I was outside of the garage, opposite side of the door. All right. Outside. If anything, I'll go ahead and show the spot that I was at. All right. So, I was standing exactly here. Do you see the corner of the garage in the house? All right. But I was looking in this direction, which leaves the corner of the house right there. All right. Now, lately I know I've been talking about, for example, practicing with a meteor hammer. All right. Or a rope chain. All right. Which basically, you know, utilize the same way as a fire poi or, like for example, doing extreme projectile tricks with yo-yo, but had my cane. All right. Because understand, momentum matters. All right. So I'm literally going ahead, holding my cane in the way that you would hold a sword. All right. Now here's the thing. Remember not too long ago when I ended up giving an example of, the actual wrist speed and, maneuvering to be able to properly execute, doing, projectile tricks with butterfly knife or a balisong. Well, ultimately, when it comes to projectiling, all right, remember, the actual rope, it's your wingspan, all right? So hold your hands out like you're a scarecrow, all right? That's going to be the length of your rope, reaches just above, that high above the ground, all right? Or actually, if I remember correctly, about that high. It really depends on what you're using as your anchor at the end, all right? Whether you're using a rope, whether you're using a silk sash, whatever you end up using, all right? It is one of the most difficult to master weapons, apparently, that there is. All right? So now imagine, all right? A lot of it ends up being in the wrist, all right, and the actual momentum. So, serpentine. But using the cane would act kind of like the equivalent of using bumpers in bowling, in a way. But if you have a handicap, like for example, a messed up leg, it could add as an assistant because obviously you go ahead, you wrap the rope around, and then you do your flick, kind of like you're casting a fishing line. So while I'm doing that, I'm right here and I'm practicing. I am focused, all right? I am in my zone. I'm picturing the same momentum that I would need if it was actually in my hand. And what ends up happening? A cardinal ends up flying right that way. Now, keep in mind, this same cardinal, numerous times, has almost bird bombed right into me. All right? So, I'm literally just focusing on, the momentum that would actually be needed in order to be able to keep a steady flow of momentum. And in the process of that, I didn't even see the bird. And what do I end up doing? The rubber bumper on the side? Well, the bird is in flight. I go and apparently, because I'm not picturing, I'm just thinking Perry. I end up right to the bird. Well, it's mid-flight. I am so glad that I didn't hurt it, but I definitely startled it. Because apparently birds in the middle of flying like, they're a blue angel, going ahead trying to dive bomb you. Don't expect to end up getting tapped upside the head by the end of a cane while they're mid-flight. And I was thinking to myself, I'm like, holy shit, was that an Ultra Instinct moment? Like, did I just conceptualize such a level of accuracy that I just went and smacked a bird upside its head while it is literally in the air, going as fast as possible, so it's not expecting anything to be able to intercept it. And then here comes the rubber butt of a cane. And I thought to myself, I wouldn't be able to do that again if I tried. But I wouldn't have even wanted to do it the first time. That was purely accidental. And if I were to actually try to purposely do that, I feel like there would be a 0% success chance.